Hello and welcome to the Calumet Wilderness with Sam Love. I am your host, Sam Love. I have been to the end of this episode and we're going to have a little off-trail adventure today. Stick around. Well, I am on what we'll call Plum Creek East. This is a Cook County Forest Preserve, but to get to it you actually have to enter through Indiana. So I'll show you where to do that, as well as what else is amazing about this out here. I have no idea where I am. So what I want to do today is walk from here, this park. This is Miller Park. I'm just south of Route 30, the old Lincoln Highway in downtown Dyer. I'm going to walk through this neighborhood, and then I'm going to go to this trailhead that was just featured in an article in the Northwest Indiana Times by Molly DeVore. So this isn't a new trailhead. This has been known to folks who live out here, but it's new to me and probably new to quite a bit of you. So we're going to go check out the east bank of Plum Creek in Illinois. And yes, we're starting in Indiana. Transgress some borders today. Yeah, almost as soon as you get south of 30, you can see some of the natural shape of the river again. Plum Creek starts up in the moraine, just a little bit outside Beecher, I think. And then it flows north through the Plum Creek Cook County Forest Preserve. And then when you get north of 30, it's channelized, it's straightened. You see the eroded banks, all the detritus. And that part, that's Heart Ditch. Heart Ditch ultimately meets with the Katy Marsh Ditch, then flows north into the Little Calumet River. It's all connected. You can really see the incline of the moraine here. Who said the suburbs are featureless? All right, here we go. Right between these two houses, you got this little retention area. And right beyond that is the trail into Plum Creek East. Let's go. It's only 1.5 miles from the Lincoln Highway down here. And what I found so interesting during that walk is just, there's a lot more features to a place like Dyer than you might think. You've got the congestion of Route 30 Lincoln Highway. And then you just turn a corner and you have these, early 20th century brick and frame homes. And then you walk a little further, you're in the mid-century and, the 1960s and 70s suburbs. And then that ends and you have the 1990s and 2000s, the larger suburban homes. And then you cross the ultimate threshold into this. And this is spectacular. Yeah, definitely an edge of civilization feel out here. Edge of the prairie, edge of the state. And then you look through these woods over here, you can just peek through and see suburban housing. So this is the northern end of the property. And I'm in a little loop here in this little oxbow. It's truly gorgeous out here. A lot of phlox in bloom. Saw some snake root. There's a lot of invasive honeysuckle, but it makes it smell so good out here. At least it smells good. Extremely lush in here. especially for kind of middle, late May. It is so green, and you can tell that give it another week or two, there's going to be a lot of color. A lot of things starting to bloom, but a lot of things just on the edge of starting to bloom. Gooseberries, look at that. Now the north end, there's not a whole lot of views of the creek actually, and there's a lot of poison ivy in here, so I don't want to mess with that, but you occasionally get a few views like this. There's a fair amount of aggressively growing non-native plants in here, but when you can look that far into the woods and see in between the trees, this is a place that's full of life. This is a place of health. Now this must be the spot. What a varied environment out here. Just came out of the woods back here, back into this meadow. Well, we're coming to the southern end of the property. I can tell because I can see the roof of a McMansion up ahead. So my hope is that this quote-unquote trail curves around back north into the other wood line over there, and then we'll be back out and on our way back. I think I may have lost the trail. All right, once again we're having another off-trail adventure in a Cook County Forest Preserve. I don't know what to tell you. You tell me, is this a trail or not? Guess who will be checking himself for ticks tonight? Or tonight, hell, this afternoon. So it's not a trail, it's a run. Well, I guess one advantage, I'm really getting a good sense of how a meadow transitions into a savanna or a woodland as I make my way through here. It's so gradual when you're actually in the middle of it, but when you're on the edge, it looks so distinct. I mean, I know where I am, but I have no fucking clue where I am right now. Well, this is interesting. You got these two circular foundations. Doesn't look like it, of course, would have been a house. It's kind of, to me, it looks like it would have had a recreational purpose. So I don't know. I really don't know the history of this parcel, of this land out here. It looks like there's been a little bit of partying out here. There we go. Back on the trail. And there we go, an even more distinct trail into the woods. There's no such thing as being lost. You don't get lost. Everything out here is on a grid. You just temporarily don't know where you're at sometimes. Me, I'm not sure where I'm at most of the times, or what day it is. And usually I don't care. There we are, I've made it. I can see suburbia. Well, trail conditions are really varied out here. Parts of it are wide, solid earth, or mowed grass. Other parts, I mean, it looks like a lot of them are just sort of informal. There's a lot of feeder trails going off the main one. And then whatever it is we've been doing out here today, following runs and deer trails and whatnot. So that's beautiful. This has been quite an adventure, and it did not disappoint. Oh, so close, but so many obstacles. Thank heavens. That was an adventure, and I'm already picking ticks out of my scalp here. Oh, hallelujah, we made it back. Now I just got another 1.5 miles through the subdivision here and hope my car is still where I left it. Hey, if you are into creeks or our local hydrology, and I do hope every single one of you are, I don't get as many views when I do videos about the creek, which I find somewhat disappointing, but you're the type of people that watch all of them all the way through, so I'm certainly not disappointed in any of you. In fact, I think you're all fantastic. So please check out a few of my other videos about creeks. Everything is connected. Everything is downstream from something else. So a lot of the pollution that ends up in our major waterways start up in these creeks. Please check that out. If you like what you've seen, please click that subscribe button. I'll see you again on another adventure in the Calumet wilderness. Oh.